Thank you to Meta for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, Ninja Guy VR here, and this year something pretty cool started to gain popularity, and that thing is mixed reality. In case you're curious about it, today I want to talk about everything you should know about it, from what kind of features that it offers to the type of games you can get. I've got it all covered here, so let's go ahead and talk about this exciting different type of reality. We all know what virtual reality is, right? You put on a headset and you're transported to this virtual world where anything is possible. But what if you just want to stay in your room or still see what's around you? Well, this is what mixed reality is. Basically, the headset will project your surrounding using the cameras in front, but then will project the game in it. So maybe you want to play a board game with friends, or have zombies break your garage door and invade your backyard. That's the cool thing about it. You can experiment with any location and make it pretty interesting. I especially love games where I'm sitting with a cup of coffee and it's simply projected in front of you. Just a cool way to keep seeing your surrounding, pet the cat, and even wave to your girlfriend. So not only can you reproject objects in your room, but Meta has added a feature where you can even set up real objects. So it'll scan your room and detect any windows, doors, TV, couch, tables, and everything else. This is super cool because now we see games where it can interact with real objects. For example, maybe you want to roll some dice on a table, or something really cool is seeing a droid flying across my room and I see it disappear when it comes behind some poles that I have. It just makes it more immersive for sure. It's nice to have controllers to play games, but many games nowadays don't even require them. Meta has implemented a hand tracking feature where it'll detect however you decide to move your hands. This is great for games that only requires you to pinch something to make it work, or card games where you just have to grab it and put it where it needs to go. It's a very useful feature. Mixed reality works on multiple headsets, but I would not recommend playing on the Meta Quest 2. The reason is because the cameras are actually black and white, and it's super grainy in there, so the experience using MR with it is just not really fun. So if you want to experience mixed reality to the fullest, I would recommend either the Meta Quest 3 or Meta Quest 3S. I've tried both and they offer the same experience and quality with the full color display and many other great features like a better processor, since MR can actually take a lot of resource out of your headset. But yeah, it's easy to distinguish things. Something I also want to note is for the new people who's trying a Meta Quest for the first time, you can feel really weird and get motion sickness pretty easily because your brain is confused when you're moving in the game, but you're not in real life. So mixed reality is actually a great way to help with that. You see your space, so that doesn't confuse your brain at all. It's a great way to ease yourself into virtual reality. Congratulations! You've graduated from the School of Mixed Reality and know everything that you need to understand. Now I want to talk about a handful of games that are available. This time around, I've decided to not do a top 10 list, but more of a 10 games that are very different from each other, just to show you the type of variety that there is, and hopefully this will help you to find a game that interests you. So here we go! Squingle reminds me of an old Japanese Game Boy Advance game called Kuru 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 Rin, where you have to guide a spinning object to the finish line, but the game has its own uniqueness. You have an interesting Zen lady that acts as your guidance and help progress the story. For each level, you are allowed to get hit 3 times, but if you want to fully complete a level, you have to make sure that you don't get hit, and that you collect certain objects that can make the level a lot more difficult. I'm enjoying this one in short sessions. Trombone Champ is a very unique rhythm game that gained a lot of popularity on PC. Luckily, Flat2VR Studios created the game in VR and works very well. You basically control the trombone with your controllers by having one close to your mouth and one that controls the pitch. It sounds easy on paper, but when the game goes fast and you have to precisely hit the notes, it becomes pretty intense and hilarious at the same time, with the trombone's pitch being pretty wrong. I think that Infinite Inside is the first game that really interested me in mixed reality, since it really felt like a full-fledged game, and a puzzle adventure on top of that, which I'm a big fan of. The game consists of multiple chapters where you have to solve the poles puzzle. Sometimes the game will fully transport you into VR so you can find pieces that you need to solve the pole. I believe that there's a new DLC that just got announced on this one, so another good reason to get it. Walltown Wonders is not my cup of tea, but I can't deny how cool the concept is. This is basically a city builder, but the twist is that you're building everything on your wall. Your goal is to grind for resources to level up existing building and keep building more and more. It's just really cool looking at this little city that you've built yourself on your wall. The game also contains an assortment of minigames like fishing, crate collecting, butterfly coloring, and many more. Thrill of the Fight is an oldie but a goodie. Released in 2016, the game had constant updates including a mixed reality mode that works really well. Personally, this is one of the best boxing simulator out there. There has been other games, but this one just works really well. They've released a sequel recently that contains multiplayer, so if you're looking for a good boxing game in mixed reality, don't look further. I've only played like 15 minutes to record this footage, and I'm still sore 2 days later. I've asked a few content creator friends which games I should include in this list, and many has suggested Drop Dead The Cabin's mixed reality mode. And yeah, this was a great suggestion. The game will add doors and windows to your room, along with a station and a weapon rack. Your objective is to protect an antenna while also making sure that the zombies don't munch on your life bar. The game gets harder on each wave, and it's a cool concept needing to fight those zombies in your own home.
Listen.
Help! There's a zero! It's Ashley!
So Augmented Empire is actually a very old VR game that released way back on the Oculus Go, but we recently got a re-release on MetaQuest, and it's crazy how the game still holds up and is extremely good. They added MR in a way that it looks like you're playing with a diorama. This is a strategy game with a very deep fleshed out story, and the graphics actually looks pretty good when you go close to the characters. I really encourage you guys to try this one if you're into turn-based strategy games, since this is definitely one of the best in VR. A studio that I really appreciate just released this free-to-play game called Color a Cube. It's currently in early access, but honestly, I feel like it could already be a full release since it works so well. This is a really relaxing game in the paint by number style where you have to color the object in front of you with the numbers that is indicated on it. You get your first pack for free, and then you can purchase more if you want to make more. We'll be seeing new packs as time goes. Really good for de-stressing and don't feel like playing something too intense. Rescue the Host is a game that I've talked about a lot in the past. I even had an interview with the developer. Your goal is to bring a hole from point A to point B with different types of obstacles. The game is pretty easy at first, but as you go through many levels, the difficulty ramps up and it's quite enjoyable. The dev is constantly updating the game and has recently added a level editor. And if you're a competitive person, make sure to check the leaderboards if you want to try to get to the top. I'm currently third place globally, with the other two being very friendly in the competition. Another new one that just came out, Q's is currently free to play, but this might only be for a limited time, so make sure to claim it. The game is in a brick breaker style where you have to hit the ball with your hand to hit the bricks around you. There's a level mode where you go through different levels to complete, but there's also a freestyle mode where there's just bricks everywhere, and it's kind of beautiful to see this in your room. It's also cool the way the music works with how the bricks are hit. This is just a very nice thing to experience, and it's worth a try. So guys, I'm just scratching the surface of all the games available in mixed reality, so make sure to check out other videos out there about it, since if you didn't find one that interests you here, I'm sure that there's one out there that's waiting for you. I'll leave a link to all games in my description. I am a MetaQuest affiliate and you may get a discount with some of these links. I will also get a commission out of them. Hopefully this video was informative and it hyped you up to try mixed reality. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, as I'm a very passionate VR gamer who enjoys making content on VR, especially reviews on some of the greatest and latest games. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Thank you to Meta for sponsoring this video.